Hey, it's Patrick from JMP Cycles, and this is our pro tip on how to install a Sena 10C Pro. Now, I've had this unit on a couple of different helmets because I've swapped it back and forth, doing different things. Had it on my lane splitter for a while, and now it's going here on this Bell. So the install may vary a little bit from Sena's, but I'll touch on those points as we go through there. A couple things I want to address right away though. It obviously goes, or maybe not so obviously, goes on the left-hand side of your helmet. You don't really have a choice there, and that's the best spot for it. But what you do have a choice is where it goes in here. And one thing I've noticed is you don't really want to have it lined directly up with this strap on your helmet, because when you go to put your hand up there to grab the strap, this bracket hangs down a little bit and it can be a little tight in there to get to this buckle. So I normally install them just back, just a hair from my buckle. Also, don't worry too much about the curve of your helmet, because the camera and the lens on the 10C Pro unit actually can turn just a little bit, and you can line that up later. So we'll go ahead and get the install started. The only thing you're gonna need is a 2.5 millimeter wrench. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put this bracket on. Now, you can pull your cheek pad all the way out if you want. Most times I don't. This has to go behind the EPS though, not just behind the cheek pad. Here's the cheek pad liner here, you can see the seam, and then here's the EPS liner. This has to go in between the helmet shell and the EPS. So you wanna loosen it up so it's loose enough to slide on there. And there is little rubber pieces inside the clamp that make it kind of hold on, and that'll be kind of a positive engagement when you put it down there. It doesn't slide around, but that's good. You don't want the thing sliding all around. And then you see I have a gap here. We're gonna wanna slide that all the way down. It kind of finds its own little home when you slide it down. There's a little cutout in there. Once I have that where I want it, I'll tighten these up. If you wanted to, even when this is all the way installed at the end, if you want to move this just a little bit, you could move it. So it's not necessarily set in stone here. You could have a little bit of adjustment to it when we're done. We're going to go ahead and tighten the bracket up. You don't have to gorilla arm these little Allens down. This thing's really not going to go anywhere, so just snug them up. So the next thing we're gonna do is I like to put the speakers in next. A couple of things here. There's Velcro on the back of here, and Sena sends another piece of Velcro to put inside the helmet. Like I said, I've had this on a couple of helmets, so I've used those pieces of Velcro. I've also found those pieces of Velcro aren't really necessary. These things stick pretty well. This little bit of Velcro will grab onto what's inside the helmet. What you need to remember here is you have two lengths of speaker here. The short one goes on the camera side. Most helmets nowadays have speaker pockets, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna slide mine into my speaker pocket, and then I'm gonna run the cord back up. So I got it in my speaker pocket, and then I'm just gonna tuck that cord right in there for now, because we gotta put more of this cord away. So then the long one is gonna go around to the other side of the helmet. I'll put it in the speaker pocket, and then we'll start to talk about the mic and getting some of the cord put away. But for now, I'm just gonna slip this into the other speaker pocket, and then we'll start to hide everything. Okay, the other thing we have to mount is this mic. Same deal, it's a little bit of Velcro. They give you a small piece of Velcro to mount the mic. Also, this is kind of important. You want this little windsock on here. Otherwise it's gonna pick up way more noise and wind noise than you want. Put the windsock on, and you can pull your cheek pad all the way out here, which might be easier. But honestly, like I said, the Velcro is so good. Most of the time I just tuck that in there. I kind of put the mic where I want it, and then just the Velcro will grab the inside of the lining in this. I've never really had a problem. So from there, we'll mount this up. It's pretty simple. It goes on there. You just spin it down, start it on there real nice. And then once it starts, you can move your camera where you want. So use the app to see where your camera's pointing, and then adjust it accordingly. But for right now, we're gonna tighten it down. Looks fairly straight. Now we have all this mess here. We just plug this in, and then have a nice little clamp that just snaps right down on the top, and then we're gonna plug in our mic. The mic cord has two little arrows on it. You just wanna line them up together, and that's the way it plugs in. At this point, it works, and we just have to put away wires. Again, you can pull some of your lining out. I just normally pull mine out a little bit. The majority of your slack, depending on how big your helmet is gonna be on this far cord. It tucks away really, really nice. There's normally a little seam here. The other thing you can do is I normally pull one snap off right here and put the cord behind the snap. That'll keep it from ever falling out. So the snap's effectively holding the cord back. I'm gonna take all of this cord right here. I'm gonna route it inside this little seam here and back behind my liner. That's pretty much it. You see a little bit of cord coming in here, which if you wanted to get carried away, you could tuck that around. But I actually like to leave just a tiny bit of slack. So when you adjust the camera up and down, then you have a little bit of slack in there. Otherwise, everything's hidden on the inside. You're ready to go ride. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to comment in the comment section below and go ride those motorcycles.